Welcome, everyone, to Boxing Scene's Top Stories here on ProBox TV, your boxing channel. I am George DeMattelis, and I am joined by the champions. We have Chris Algieri and Paulie Malignaggi joining us here on Top Stories. Well, Tom Loeffler, SERHII Bohachuk's promoter, saying that he is being overlooked. His fighter is being overlooked in that matchup against Vergil Ortiz. Now, this past weekend, Jose Valenzuela was overlooked and served as a banana peel in taking the belt off of Isaac Pitbull Cruz. Now, Chris, is the same scenario setting up here? Are people overlooking Bohachuk? Is he the banana peel on the path for greatness for Vergil Ortiz?
I mean, if Valenzuela, is someone that you could consider a banana peel, and look how that turned out. I would consider Bohachuk. You remember the cartoons when the guy would step on a rake and get whacked in the face? That's what Bohachuk is. He's not a banana peel. You're not just going to slip and slide him. You're going to get cracked in the face, and it could be good night. He's a very, very dangerous guy, and I think a lot of people are overlooking him in this fight. Not us. We've been saying it on air for the past couple of weeks, and man, this is a tough fight, and there's a number of reasons why, just beyond the matchup. One is the activity. Bohachuk just came off a career best win over Brian Mendoza, who's a super, super tough guy. That fight was not competitive. He was able to dominate and beat up Mendoza, who has given the best guys in the world trouble. He knocked out Fundora. He was going tit for tat with Zoo, getting out work down the stretch, but a competitive fight. With Bohachuk, no. I mean, his face was swollen out to here. He was bloodied. Showed his toughness and his grit, absolutely. But Bohachuk, I think, really showed his class and his physical strength in that fight. He got 12 rounds in that fight. And then you've got Vergil, who in the past 2.5 years, I believe, has 2 rounds. He fought 2 blown-up welterweights at 54 in his first fights at 54. Didn't even make the 54-pound limit in those fights. So now he actually has to make 54 and fights a true 54-pounder. When you add up all these details and really look beyond just the matchup, beyond the names, this is a really, really tough fight. And Bohachuk is a very live dog. I've said it before. I hold Vergil Ortiz very, very high. I actually favor him in this fight as well. But this is not going to be an easy fight. This is a true test. And, I mean, I'm curious to see how this turns out. I think it's going to be a great fight. But the winner of this fight becomes a major player at 154.
Yeah, Bohachuk is the kind of guy, he kind of grades you down and grinds you down into submission. So a bit like Vergil Ortiz. Ortiz tends to do it sooner. He tends to maybe have a little bit more one-punch power than does Bohachuk. But Bohachuk has almost, all his wins are by knockout as well, I believe, or close to it. So you're dealing with 2 guys who basically like to take command of the ring. Bohachuk is kind of the same way. And his activity, champ, that's a great point you just made, because the activity is really what causes Bohachuk to start backing up his opponents. He buries you in activity and then ends up stopping you. And I think both of these guys are the kind of guys that are not really going to be great back foot fighters. They're going to be guys who are on the front foot. They succeed and thrive on the front foot. So who can back the other guy up, I think, is going to be the key to victory here. And both guys are probably going to have that mentality in mind to control the ring, control center ring, back up the opponent. And once you get the other guy backing up, because both of these guys are so strong on the front foot, they probably very rarely need to be on the back foot, and probably, I assume, are not going to be as effective on the back foot, or not effective at all on the back foot. So I think the key to look for here is who can back the other guy up, and I think that's why Bohachuk is probably being a little bit underrated here going into this fight, because obviously Vergil has earned all the praise and recognition in this fight. But the point you made, champ, with Bohachuk's activity, it's a great point, because Bohachuk uses that activity to back you up, and if you get Vergil Ortiz backing up, you may cause problems there. Good fight. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, it definitely will be. Both of them weighing in at 153.8, so both of them making weight for this fight at 154. Certainly is going to be fantastic between SERHII Bohachuk and Vergil Ortiz. Chris and Paulie, thank you very much for your time. We appreciate you here on Top Stories. And don't forget to scan the QR code, like, subscribe, and comment to our YouTube channel. I am George DeMattelis. This is Boxing Scene's Top Stories.
Wednesday Night Fights.
Dynamite action on Wednesday Night Fights every other Wednesday on your boxing channel.
Coming up on your next Wednesday Night Fights, August 21st. Former Unified World Champion Swift Jarrett Hurd takes on former Unified World Champion Jason Banana Rosario. Live from the ProBox Event Center in Plant City. Get your tickets at proboxtv.com or take your chances at the door. Wednesday Night Fights.
For more ProBox TV, scan the QR code on the screen or go to the App Store and Google Play. ProBox TV, your boxing channel.